Welcome back to another video with Decimo, Primo, and today I have my quote-unquote unofficial senpai.
How's it going? I go by Torin, or Old Man Torin.
There we go.
Notice me, senpai.
Right.
Notice.
Now, what we're going to be talking about today, I know normally I talk about anime and things like that, but I'm going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about, a movie on, movies, because it's a series now, right? The Babysitter on Netflix. The Babysitter on Netflix. Dun dun dun. No, but this right here, this movie. How would you characterize this movie?
It's meant to shock and awe you. Similar to any Quentin Tarantino film, or is it Miguel Rodriguez, or yeah.
No, absolutely. To me, it just more classifies as that almost kind of like 90s cheesy horror movie type feel.
But along with that, there's a good happy vibe that goes with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, any movie where they start off and they introduce in the first 5 minutes like a guy and then a girl who's along the same like age, and they call it a horror film. There's gonna be some type of romance because you're about to die, you know. Like you're like, I gotta get one off before I die. I don't know, you know. Is that like human instinct or something? I don't know. But overall, I would say it's pretty interesting movie. The reason why I like it, yes, it is because of the cheesiness, because I love the cheese in the movies. I really do. Also, just the entire premise of it being a hot babysitter. And yes, I use the word hot because that is exactly what she is supposed to be. I think even part of it, they like characterize her as a hot babysitter in like the first 10 minutes because they try to label her as that. And part of me is like, this is awesome because I never had a hot babysitter when I was growing up, but I think this is one reason why. Not because there's some murder if I had a hot babysitter, but because I may be like the main character who just kind of fawns over her. You know? But what about you, Torin? What you think?
Okay, so my sentiments about The Babysitter. This is about the first one. Absolutely stunning. Clearly drives the movie, drives the other main character, the young boy in the movie, and to like perfection. It almost seems too perfect. That's why it's cheesy. Worth every minute of it though. Like beautifully done. Like that's probably.
What better way to motivate a young boy than an attractive woman, right? Hey. Like, I want you to do something, attractive woman there. Or, you know, maybe there's going to be, or attractive guy, whatever suits your fancy. But, basically, whatever sex you're interested in, whenever they are present, you just naturally do better. And I think this movie just kind of illustrates and shows that.
Yep. And
I also think this movie straight illustrates and shows how wrong something can go when you never expect it. And also, sometimes you just don't want to know the answers to your questions. I think that's the main thing though, right? Like, that's what I learned from this movie. You may have a question, you may think it's good, but the answer is not worth it. The answer is not worth it.
In case you're wondering, he's alluding to the horror parts of this movie, which there are a lot. There's a lot of graphic gore, but again, worth taking the ride. It's worth every minute of it.
Yeah, most definitely. And what that's going to lead us into is going to be talking about the second movie, which just recently came out in these past 2 weeks. It's still called The Babysitter. They just added on the Killer Queen.
Okay, so
hang on, wait, because I might hit the thing. I'm gonna hit the thing for this, hit the thing for that, and then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna be like. And that takes us into the second movie, which is The Babysitter, The Killer Queen. Well, Babysitter, Killer Queen, just not even me. I don't even know why I threw that in there. But it sounded good for a second. But it's a different road. You go ahead. What were you saying? Sorry, I cut you off.
Okay, he had me excited before I thought, honestly, I started going into Killer Queen, and he was like, "Nah, you got to hold on a second." So here now, I'm gonna try to rekindle some of that fire. Killer Queen. Everything makes sense. That's all I have to say.
That's all you have to say.
We went through so much on the first movie, and then it all becomes crystal clear.
It does. It actually does. Like, it wraps it up in a very nice, pretty, perfect bow. I literally will say that it has. Honestly, the movie has everything I think you could possibly look for in the sequel to the original. I mean, you brought back iconic characters, and when I say iconic, I mean just characters that you like the way that they behaved in the first movie. You brought them back to the second movie. You gave each one a backstory on how they actually got to where they are, which was the main thing I was wondering. Because, let's be real, if you watched the first one, and you saw that girl who was supposed to be a Girl Scout with some freaking cookies, you want to know, how did you go down the dark path? You know? But it's just stuff like that, where you see each one of these characters, where they came from, how they got to be where they are right now, and some of their backstories are downright hilarious, and others of their backstories, you're just kind of like, bro, you could have stayed exactly where you were at and probably been happy. The Girl Scout's one of them. I think she would have been just happy exactly where she was at. She made a horrible life choice. I completely understand, what's his name? Oh my gosh, he's that famous guy.
Oh, yeah, the brother for the Emil, he's an Emil brother. He's Robbie Emil. Yeah.
Really?
He's a famous guy, right?
Yeah, which one are you talking about?
The one who's like, I came for the killing.
Oh, you're talking about that guy. No, I was talking about the other guy.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't talking about the guy who came to her for a killing. But don't get me wrong. His backstory, bro, I don't even know. Look, I'm going to spoil it a little bit for you. So spoiler alert. Bro, if he was working in the fast food joint where I showed up, I would have demanded he put a shirt on. Because I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that sweat in my food. How they made him wear a hairnet and no shirt. Also, complete side note, how did they get the name tag to stick? Did anybody wonder that when they were watching it? I did. I wanted to know, how did the name tag stick on his chest? Like, is it just that muscular that he formed muscles around the tag? Like, what's the deal? Let me know.
I hear repeat customers for that fast food restaurant.
That's what you hear? You hear repeat customers for the fast food restaurant? I bet you he don't eat none of the food. Bet you he don't eat none of the food. Mm-mm.
So, speaking of people's backstories, how do you feel about what was his one-time best friend and her role that she played in Babysitter Killer Queen?
See, that is a fantastic question. With her, I felt a little betrayed. I'm not going to lie. I was like, this bitch. You know? Like, first off, I was like, this bitch. And her words, you knew I wanted to be an influencer. By the way, we're not full of spoilers. like that was her reasoning. You always knew I wanted to be an influencer. Bitch, I thought you were going to be an influencer on your own 2 feet. You literally relying on the devil now?
Yeah, she let us down.
She did. Not only that, but especially from the first movie where they made out for a couple seconds.
Absolutely.
Oh, I had tons of promise for her. I thought she was going to be the one, you know? I thought she was going to lead him to the promised land. Don't get me wrong. I was pleasantly surprised by who did lead him to the promised land, though. And I didn't hear the dude complaining, so he must have had a good time.
Yep.
I say this like I was literally in the dressing room, after it was all done, and I was like, hey, how'd it go, But I just watched the movie like everyone else.
What are you, 13 now?
Right? Yeah, no, what are you, 13 now? I'm done. But all of these just really built it up and brought a really good finish, and really each character I feel like you were supposed to care about, you did. And each character that you weren't supposed to give a full thought process to, or a full, whole heart care to, I think you did that as well. But those characters left you with an enjoyable, entertaining moment every time they were on the screen, personally. Now, I will say that this one is much gorier than the first, though. So if you do not like gore, just close your eyes when you watch it, That's what I did. Like, one of the scenes like that happened, I just closed my eyes for 3 seconds, it was over, and then I opened up my eyes.
For me, that makes it worse.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, there was a lot of sounds, so you can like imagine.
My imagination is on overdrive.
Yeah, but
I just need to see it.
Yeah, like first time, just close my eyes every once in a while. Second time, I think I watched it because he was awake the whole time. So
it was like horror movie week or something with another one that I'll name drop that one. Would You Rather?
Oh yeah. After watching that one and then rewatching this one's way better to me. I like this one much better.
Yep.
Just the giving, but the overall growth of each character is pretty cool. Your main character still starts off kind of like a punk, but he starts off with a punk more in a direction, I'd say. I call him a punk, but he's not really a punk. He's just a dude trying to figure himself out when no one else believes you after you had a demon babysitter at your house. And people think that you are an insane person. So I think personally, he handled it with a lot of strength because I would have went crazy.
There you go.
Like, you literally are telling your mom, dad, anyone who will hear you, you're telling them about this demon babysitter and that's the reason you crashed this car. And everyone just thinks you're crazy. Also, can we talk about how loaded his family has to be? They fixed the whole house. And that other guy got a whole brand new car. Okay? That was way fancier than the first car he had.
Now, there's two families you're referring to.
Oh, no, I think his family had to pay for both because he did steal the car, technically.
That would make sense.
Right. So, either they have really good insurance, so if they could send me their insurance provider, I would greatly appreciate it because it looks like they have full end-to-end coverage. Or I need to know what they do for a living because I need to start ASAP. Just how I feel. But no. But overall, great movie. Did you want to give it a star rating or some type of rating? Or the Old Man Torin rating?
20 out of 10. Sorry, no. Serious rating is gonna be sorry, I feel very great about the movie in general, so easily like a 4.5 out of 5 stars.
Okay. All right, that's pretty high in the. That's pretty high. I don't feel like starring it at this point because that you took a lot of thought in starring that. All right, I'm gonna start it. I would give it.
It's gonna be more critical than I am.
I was just gonna give it a 4, bro. Like I was literally just giving it a solid 4.
Why? What did it do? What did it do against you?
So here's the thing. All right, I'm a Disney kid. Okay, I'm a huge Disney fan. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of everything they do. No, but what I mean by that and what I was trying to elicit by that precursor is I like a happy ending. Now there's levels of happy endings. Was this a happy ending? Yes. But was it here? No.
Definitely not.
It was like here.
There's way too much blood.
Okay? It was here. Happy ending was here. Now if you want to escalate that happy ending, what we could have done is he could have talked to the mom could have started to believe him. You know, right now I think the dad's gonna go back home and be like, hey, honey, by the way, remember how we thought our son was crazy? We were wrong. And the wife's gonna look straight at him in his fucking head and look at him and say, you're fucking high.
Pretty much. As most dads can be.
Yeah, as most dads can be high. As most dads can be high. Oh, priceless. But no, and to me, I would want to see her reaction to it. And then also, I want to see down the year line, okay? Like, if this was the last one, I wanted to, like, a flash forward, you know? Just, like, some flash forward where his life is okay now, you know? Or a flash forward, maybe she tries to kill him again. I don't know. One of the two. I just expected a flash forward. You were doing all this other kind of stuff. I could have used a flash forward if this was the last one. Which may mean that it might not be the last one.
I feel like there was definitely not a flash forward, but a clear indicator that the future was nice.
Yeah. I mean, it was, but like at the end of the day, you know, the babysitter's still in hell, bro.
Is she? Great question.
Oh, that's where it leads to the third one because the whole earth was shaking when she got taken. Yeah. Lightning was happening. There was a storm. It looked like she was being pulled.
Spoiler city. So if you survive this long, congratulations, because they're honestly, Babysitter's a saint even though she's a demon.
Yes. And like, there's pull on both sides. So you're absolutely correct. That could be the third movie. She's stuck in limbo. She needs help out.
Okay.
See? Netflix. Goals. Do it. Or just give me like a 10-minute, alternate ending. Where he like talks to his mom and she has to believe him and shit. One of the two. Damn, I almost went a whole video without cursing.
Speaking of that note.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, thanks for tuning in and y'all have a great day and check us out later.